former Newcastle legend striker and big Liverpool football fan, Micky Quinn. Hi, Micky.
Hi, Danny. Good to see you.
Absolutely. It's great to see you too, Micky. Honest to God.
We've got to, before we get right into it, I don't know if you heard Jim's show this morning, Quinny. A Newcastle fan ran up and talking about Isak. And he did the famous one that the bloke did about you. He went, so many goals, he said.
Actually, Micky, why don't we listen to it? Here we go.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Couldn't you look at it?
Let's finish with Ian, who's a Newcastle fan. Finish it for me, Ian. Where are you at with it?
Is that Jim Light?
It is. You're live on talkSPORT, Ian. Good morning.
Fantastic. All I wanted to say, he scored so many goals.
Okay. I think we had a bit of pantomime to finish with, and there's nothing wrong in that. We shall see what happens in the course of the next few hours. You never know.
I mean, it went straight over Jim's handsome head there, didn't it? But that was
funny,
Micky,
though,
that's legendary still. But more seriously, what do you want to happen in this Alexander Isak situation? Because he's so central to Newcastle's inverted commas project that I don't know how they could replace him. So are they right to try and hang on to him?
They've got every right to hang on to him, Danny. He's a Newcastle United player. He's signed, I think it was a 6-year contract. I just feel my, overall feeling is sadness for the Toon fans, for Newcastle United, because I go to 6 or 7 home games a year. And, they had a fantastic season last year, won the first domestic trophy for God knows how long, Champions League football this season. So I was coming into this season loving the club, thinking, wow, it's going to be exciting, They can add to all them top players they have because they're going to stay because they've had such a good season last year. They can hang on to them. And it was going to be an exciting season. And then since then, I mean, all hell's broke loose with Isak saying he's wanting to go or he's had his head turned by Liverpool. But hand on heart, I'm sad because I want the best Newcastle United team to turn up each week in the Premier League and the Champions League. I'm afraid it's not going to be with Alexander Isak, and that means they're not going to have their best team on show.
The problem, though, is, Quinny, if they do, you'd imagine Liverpool this deal will go through. And they're going to leave.
I wouldn't be so sure, Andy.
Really?
I would not be so sure because they haven't put in another bid. They've gone cool. To me, they've gone cool on everything. And, you look at Ekitike last week, 22, 2 years younger, and he looks a real exciting prospect. So I don't know. I mean, if they're going to go, they're going to have to make moves before the end of the window, or they sit tight, don't get involved, Liverpool, because it is a mess, with Isak and Newcastle United, and sign him next year. I don't know. But it's not doing anyone any good, is it, Andy? The fans are so frustrated. They've turned on Isak. The club can't play their leading goal scorer. And Liverpool are just sitting back. So I don't think it's their argument to get involved in unless they put another bid.
And the same with Gay, though, isn't it? With again, they're waiting and waiting. They're waiting till they know that Palace have got to sell him. I mean, you understand it. It's business. It's money. It's business. And if you can get 4 or 5, 10 million off a player, then it's worth doing. But that's why the last 2 weeks are so painful.
That's his last season, I think, Andy, isn't it?
Yeah.
With Palace, before his contract runs out. So it's slightly different where, Palace don't want nothing for him come next year. So they'll have to sell. Liverpool need a centre-half as well, I think, the way they've started the season. And I had a good look at them pre-season, and Kanate looks way off last season's form. I can see that happening. But really, like I said, I'd rather Newcastle keep Isak and he plays. But my goodness, it's going to take one hell of an apology to the fans, to the club, if there's going to be a turnaround in this. So I'm not so sure. I just don't want it to mess up Newcastle's season, gloss over. I went to see them against Atletico Madrid in a pre-season friendly. And you know what? I went up there with a little bit of dread with Isak not playing, but I came away. They were excellent first 45 minutes. So I wasn't worried about going to Villa. They were excellent again. But Alanga, who's a brilliant signing, put in so many crosses, but there was no one there. And that's what I'm worried about, them scoring goals. But the rest of their play, I was really impressed with.
Micky, what do you make of the number of modern players who appear to go on strike when they don't get the move they want? Or as we've seen with Alexander Isak and today with Fofana, the Chelsea player, they remove all reference to their employers from their Instagram. I mean, I sit around and laugh. They're like children.
Babies. Listen, even when I played, we're like babies, to be fair. Everything's done for you, Danny, isn't it? And then you think the whole world's against you. The one thing I will say on behalf of the players, it is a very short career, so you need to sort things out. But there's a certain way you act. You got to act with a bit of class, and you got to act, in a way where it doesn't offend the fans that you've been playing for, that the club that you're paying your wages for as well. You've got to be a little bit diplomatic. Isak should have just kept quiet, kept his head down, and then see what happens. Because I think that statement has made it 10 times worse and inflamed the whole situation again, because it makes him look very, very selfish.
We know.
It's just sad.
Sorry, please. We know the intensity with which Newcastle supporters, like others, of course, have followed their team. And yet there's something inside of me that thinks that if Alexander Isak went out in the middle of the pitch, kissed the badge, they'd forgive him in a heartbeat. Is that fair?
As soon as he scores a goal, they'd be fine about it, won't they? That's what we're all the same, totally fickle.
It's so cynical, Andy. Really. And listen, yes, of course. I think this time, Danny and Andy, I think it's going to take a massive apology first. Don't forget, he said something, and the drift that I got was that said something that offended his teammates. They won't speak to him. Then Eddie's isolated him. So he's going to take a massive apology to the club, to the players, and to the fans as well. I did get isolated once, by the way, at Newcastle by Special K.
Oh,
really?
Why, Mickey?
Yeah,
Why?
Well, I said something in the press, basically. He thought I said he didn't have a clue what was going on because we nearly got relegated. All I said was Kevin being out the game for a while, He took it the wrong way, isolated me. We used to train Durham University. So the first team's pitch was like a bowling green. And all them lads that were isolated or out the team or fell out with Kevin Keegan used to train on a cabbage patch about a quarter of a mile away with cow dung on it.
Oh, nice.
That's being isolated, lads.
Yes. Well, you've made a great recovery, Mickey, and you're looking absolutely great, which fills my old heart with joy. Good to see you, and thank you so much indeed.
Cheers, Andy.
I tell you what will happen. This transfer will not be going through the next few days because, of course, on Monday, Newcastle play Liverpool.
Oh, yeah.
That game is live and exclusive here on talkSPORT. You wouldn't want to miss that. And I dare say, whatever else happens, he will not be allowed to play for Liverpool in that game.
Paul Hawksbee and Andy Jacobs, Monday to Friday afternoons 1 till 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.